So, welcome to day one of Project Upgrade 30. By now, I hope that you've seen the welcome day, and I hope that you've got familiar with sort of what to expect over the course of this program. And by now, I hope that you printed out your pre-check-in upgrade list and have marked out sort of where you are at this point in time. Also, maybe taking your measurements, your hip measurement, your waist measurement, maybe getting on the scale, all these little ways that we're going to be able to track how you're going to be making progress throughout the course of this program. So this whole program is designed to help you have more energy, more focus, more productivity, while also getting rid of hunger cravings and giving you that lasting energy all day long. Now, this is week one, and I wanted to sort of share today sort of what we're going to be covering this week, what to expect, and the base of this entire program. So the base approach of this entire program, this entire challenge, is to get the body to start burning fat instead of burning carbohydrate, so that way our hunger signals shut down, our cravings shut down, we're able to stay very alert, very focused, we're able to have that energy all day long. But we need to do a couple of simple tweaks in order to make that happen, in order to make that possible. The main thing we're going to be focusing on for week one is fasting, intermittent fasting. Now, when we're fasting, that means the body is forced to burn fat because there's no other food coming in. There's no carbohydrates that are coming in. So your body usually wants to burn carbohydrates. But fat is a much more efficient fuel for the body to burn. That's why we want to switch the metabolism. And the best way to do that is by intermittent fasting. So digestion actually takes up over 80% of your energy. But when we fast and you're on an empty stomach, you're going to free up so much energy and you're going to have even energy all day long. Now, some things to keep in mind here are when it comes to fasting, there's two types of ways to do this. One way is complete intermittent fasting. That means, let's say you have dinner at 7 o'clock tonight. You don't eat anything after dinner, and then when you wake up first thing in the morning, all you have is water. Or you can have plain black coffee or plain tea. No sugar, no protein, nothing added. That is an intermittent fast, and you basically take breakfast and you push your first meal back to around maybe 11 or 12 o'clock. But what I found in my experience is to make that even more easier, there's another way to fast, and that is called bulletproof fasting. That is fasting by using bulletproof coffee. And so we're still stopping dinner around 7 o'clock, not eating, but now when you wake up, you can have your coffee, and if you don't drink coffee, that's fine. You can have a decaf coffee, or you can even do this with green tea, or you can just leave the coffee or the tea out altogether and just do the oil by itself. So we're going to be using MCT oil in order to put in the coffee or your water or your tea or whatever you're going to be using, and that way your body is going to have fuel to actually run off of. Your brain is going to have fuel to run off of, and when we use bulletproof coffee, you're actually going to be lasting energy all day long till around 1 or 2 o'clock. You're going to notice that you're not really hungry. You're going to notice that there's not too many cravings. But keep in mind, it's going to take a couple of days for your body to adapt to this. So over the first week, this is our main focus, is to try to dial in this intermittent fasting window. And when we're doing that, we also have to keep in mind that if you're not used to doing that, the first 2 to 3 days, you're going to have some more cravings. You may have a slight headache. You may have some different things going on, but that's okay. That's called a keto flu. So it's a fasting type of flu. But after you pass that 2 or 3 day mark, you're going to notice such a surge in your energy, and it's going to last all day long. But in order to make this process work efficiently, we have to lower overall carbohydrates while we're doing this fasting. So this week, we're going to be focusing on a couple of different things. So the goals for this week are going to be to eliminate added sugar completely out of the diet. And we're going to list some different ways that added sugar could find its way into the diet, but we're going to try to completely eliminate it. We're going to also limit fruit to only 1 to 2 servings max per day. Most of what we want to focus on this week is protein and healthy fat. So protein, veggies, and fats. That is our main focus. We also want to be able to switch. If you're currently eating regular meat, regular seafood, we want to switch that to grass-fed meat and wild-caught seafood, because those two things are going to be high in omega-3s. Now, chicken and poultry are great too, but grass-fed meat and wild-caught seafood, especially wild-caught salmon, is going to be super high in omega-3s, which are great for your brain, great for energy, and it's going to lower inflammation in the body, which is going to have you feeling so much better. We're also going to be removing grains completely out of the diet. We're going to talk a little about grains as we get through this first week, of why they are so damaging, why they're so irritating, and why they cause a lot of inflammation. Part of the reason is they have a lot of what we call anti-nutrients, and those anti-nutrients are going to actually zap up some of your energy, and we don't want that to happen. So we want to get the anti-nutrients out of the diet to really have your nutrients optimized so you can feel on top of your game, so you can be a peak performer. And we're also going to discuss carbs itself. We're going to discuss strategically how to use carbohydrates, how to refeed your body with carbohydrates. So this is not a no carbohydrate diet. This is not a ketogenic diet. We're sort of doing a keto morning, but you're having carbs later in the day. Especially as men, our hormones work best when we just have fat or when we're fasted. So testosterone, growth hormone, all these hormones, that's what's going to give you your energy, your brain power, your focus. At the same time, it's going to be easier to have your body burning fat, and you're going to be able to get rid of your cravings, you're going to be able to get rid of your hunger pangs, and this way, you now free up a ton of time. You free up a ton of decision making. You free up those cravings. You free up the brain fog, and now you're thinking very clearly. You're going to have more energy. You're going to be more enthusiastic. You're going to be able to ultimately produce more every single day because you don't have to worry about food. So for an example, you get to the point by the end of this challenge, you're going to wake up and you can either fast or use bulletproof coffee, and you're not going to have to eat till about 1 or 2 o'clock. Some days I don't even eat till 3 or 4 o'clock. And when that happens, it's great because you have that entire time to produce, to enhance your business, to enhance your relationships, to make calls, to do what you have to do in your business. So that is the main focus of what we are focusing on for week 1. Keep in mind, over the first 2 to 3 days, like I said, do expect that it's going to take some adjustment period, so don't plan on getting everything 100% perfect. That's why we're doing this in a step-by-step way, so it's only some small, simple things to focus on each day. Also, we're going to be talking about high-quality fats and cooking methods, because sometimes we can have a good fat, but if we cook it wrong, that fat actually becomes very damaging to the body, especially the brain. Your brain is primarily made of fat. This is why fat is so important, but we have to have the ideal fat coming in order for the brain to function properly. That way you have the energy, that way you have the focus and the clarity. And we're also going to focus on sort of how to monitor your carbohydrates overall, so that way this becomes so much more efficient. And we're going to discuss, once again, the problems with grains and why they may be causing an issue. So for day 1 today, all I need you to do is to start intermittent fasting. So if you have not already done so, try to end dinner around 6 or 7 o'clock tonight. And then by tomorrow, all you have to do is skip breakfast. That's it. A little bit of water or black coffee or green tea. Or you can use bulletproof coffee, which is bulletproof coffee with MCT oil. I actually use the Bulletproof brand, so they have an MCT oil that's actually called Brain Octane. And the difference it makes is so different. But don't worry about that. You can get regular MCT oil at a store. However, if you do use bulletproof coffee and you do use Brain Octane, you are going to notice such a tremendous difference in the clarity and the energy and in the cleanliness that you feel. So that way you're gonna be on top of your game. You're gonna be a peak performer. That's what the entire idea of this program is to help you dial in your nutrition, to help you optimize your nutrients, to help you optimize your brain power, your energy, your focus, so that way you can be more productive, you can free up more time, and ultimately produce more in your business, so that way you can end up making more money. This is the main idea of this entire program. I'm Nick, I'm your coach to this program. Each day you'll see a video just like this. Some days there may not be a video, but you will definitely at least see text right below, which will explain the steps or the action for that particular day. And keep in mind, we want to snap pictures of your food directly through the app. So hit the data tab, snap pictures of your food, pictures of your bulletproof coffee, pictures of your meals. Also keep in mind, you want to take your measurements, you want to take your weight, and you want to keep that progress tracker close by, because at the end of the challenge, we're going to check in again to see exactly where you've made the most improvements. And being that we're focusing on energy and focus and performance, it doesn't always come down to the body itself, but it may come down to subtle differences where you realize you have a little more energy, where you realize that you're not forgetting things anymore, where you realize that you're now getting more done in less time because you're so clear and you're so energetic. So that's the main purpose of the program. I'm so happy to have you as a part of this program, and it's going to be a great 30 days. So keep in mind, basically the overarching view is week 1. We're focusing on what we just covered, and then as we get into week 2, we're going to still focus on what we covered, but we're going to start enhancing things a little bit. We're also going to get to the point where we cover sleep and meditation and all the necessary things that you're going to need in order to be a peak performer, in order to be on the top of your game, and in order to produce more. That's what I have for you today on this video. I'm Nick, and I'm going to be your coach through this program. Once again, I'm so happy to have you here with me, and we're going to have an amazing time together.